you can tell it's Mattel, it's swell.
Influenced by the German sex doll Bild Lilly, Barbie first appeared in 1959, marketed to young girls as a teen fashion model. Mattel, Barbie's manufacturer, wanted the doll to be more wholesome and unthreatening compared to her promiscuous, gold-digging German counterpart. Her arrival came at a time when the post-war economies were transforming into consumer economies, fueled by the development of suburbia, middle class, and birth of the baby boomers that gave corporate America a new untapped market. Barbie was the first adult-like doll that was marketed with a personality. Up until then, dolls were made as little babies to socialize young girls into the eventual roles as mothers. To her credit, Barbie started a new trend as an independent and free-spirited persona, parallel to the emerging feminist movement of its time and the women entering the labor market. This was a marketing strategy employed by Mattel to satisfy feminists who saw Barbie as a plastic and oppressive object. This tactic is known as commodity feminism, as mentioned by Rosalind Gill, a professor of subjectivity and cultural analysis, in her article, Empowerment Sexism. Barbie's ambitious careers included positions such as an American flight attendant, a doctor, and an athlete. This was an attempt to prove that she embodied feminism and empowered young girls. In the 1950s and 60s, advertisers and psychologists teamed up to create the popular but controversial field of motivational research. Interestingly, the origins of Barbie's marketing come from this strategy. Motivational research appeals directly to the unconscious and irrational impulses of the human psyche. American journalist, social critic, and author Vance Packard, an acclaimed critic of this theory, exposes the use of subliminal and propagandist techniques of advertising in his 1957 book, The Hidden Persuaders. He writes that large-scale efforts were made, often with impressive success, to channel our thinking habits, our purchasing decisions, and our thought process. The result is that many of us are being influenced and manipulated far more than we realize in the patterns of our everyday lives. As suggested by Harms and Kellner, Packard believes advertising directly and immediately influences consumer behavior, which claims that communication messages directly and immediately shape thought and behavior. According to this viewpoint, young girls see a Barbie commercial and are immediately persuaded into purchasing one. Others, like Hogg, argues by contrast that advertising is more significant for its long-term effects on thought and behavior than its short-term impact on consumer behavior.
May I help you, ladies?
We'd like to see the newest Barbie clothes.
Of course, Barbie, the famous teenage fashion model doll by Mattel. May I arrange a showing of her wardrobe?
Oh, yeah, we'd love it.
Motivational research was a major strategy behind the marketing of Barbie. The American-based psychologist and marketing expert Ernest Dichter was the director of the Institute for Motivational Research, founded in 1946. He was considered a marketing guru for being able to exploit people's weakness for marketing purposes. He is also credited for his brilliant marketing strategies for Barbie, which is based on the doll's function in awakening the child a concern for proper appearance. This strategy posed claim that mothers would purchase the dolls as moms could be convinced that Barbie would show their daughters how to be a poised little lady. Barbie doll would teach young girls to dress well, to accessorize, to appeal to men in a more ladylike fashion once they grew old enough to care what boys thought of them. Clearly, from the beginning, Barbie's marketing strategy played on mothers' anxieties that their daughters would not attract suitable suitors if they weren't as feminine as Barbie. Helen Irving, author of Little Elves and Mind Control, Advertising and Its Critics, however, does not believe motivational research has much weight, and she dismisses this supposed effortless effectiveness of unconscious advertising that is behind motivational research. Irving believes people are born into certain cultural systems and are constituted by particular social and economic circumstances they find themselves in. For Helen, Barbie is a product of the capitalist system and portrays the very real images of social relations. Barbie, as the individualistic and wealthy figure, is a reflection of our social system. Because not everyone can be like Barbie, her marketing is not necessarily sinister, but a reflection of actual social and economic inequalities. Her entire existence is defined within the marketplace. All her interests and aspirations take place within a consumer-driven materialistic world. Barbie would not be caught dead sitting at a publicly funded park and reading a library book. She spends her leisure time enjoying expensive and lavish hobbies, including and not certainly limited to equestrian riding, skiing, and tennis. Barbie has no fewer than 19 dwellings, initially residing her lovely dream home. Over time, she expanded her real estate portfolio to include a deluxe dream home, a country living home, a dream cottage, and no real estate holding can be complete without a magical mansion. To get around town and transport all her fabulous purchases at the mall, Barbie's garage includes a wide variety of high-end automobiles, including a Porsche, a Ferrari, a Jaguar, and she supports the American economy by owning a white Ford Mustang. And of course, when the sun is out, Barbie is known to take a spin in her classic pink Corvette as the wind blows through her signature beach blonde top-knot ponytail. As suggested by Richard Pole, a curator at the University of British Columbia, this maintenance of our propensity to consume is accomplishment, in part, by channeling our psychological needs and ambitions into consumption behavior by romanticizing goods. Thanks to capitalism, Barbie has everything she thinks she desires.
Barbie encodes the meanings and values of capitalism and consumer culture. Barbie is a thin, beautiful, sexy image of a woman who has everything that you would want and can be anything. But what we keep coming back to in Barbie are two primary themes: her sexuality, her femininity, the way her image is constructed as very thin, very busty, and the fact that she is the epitome of a consumer, that with Barbie comes all the things that you would want. And whatever dream you have, whether it's a dentist or a fashion model or an astronaut, Barbie can fulfill those dreams. So Barbie is the ultimate promise of capitalism, of eternal youth, sexiness, desirability, and having it all.
Barbie lives for the weekend, and yet nothing is known about how she works for it and how she got there through her education or training. Over the years, Mattel has given Barbie an extensive and quite impressive resume of high-pressure professional occupations. Barbie is never seen dealing with struggles over her career choices, as she is never seen actually working. To quote Mary Rogers in the book Barbie Culture, one is hard-pressed to imagine Barbie facing the stresses of piloting a commercial jet, the heartbreak of treating terminally ill patients, or the pressures of executive life in an era of corporate downsizing. Rather, Barbie lives for celebration of the weekend marked by endless hours of shopping and then retreating back to her lovely Malibu beach house. Barbie is an icon of the good life for American middle-class style. Barbie is a shopper and certainly has a diverse range of assets. With each swipe of her credit card, Barbie's social status increases as her worldly possessions increase. Referencing Jean Baudrillard, John Harms and Douglas Keltner state that consumers have a sense of codes of consumption whereby certain cars, clothes, and other commodity items signify relative standing in the hierarchy of consumption. Thus, certain objects with more prestigious signification are desired, and therefore provide certain social gratification. Through this portrayal of the good life, young girls fantasize about what Barbie possesses, and the toy becomes an icon of consumerism and materialism. Barbie comes to epitomize the idea that people are what they have. This plastic doll transmits powerful encoded messages of unlimited and unbounded wants and desires. No better advertisement captures this sentiment than the following.
Buy everything you want at the Barbie Shopping Boutique.
Shopping Boutique is a whole store with 11 fashion pieces, a checkout counter, and a credit card for you. It holds 20 fashion pieces that you can mix and match.
Barbie Shopping Boutique.
Cool shoes. When you find the perfect outfit,
Buy it.
You have $200.
pink is perfect. Another perfect outfit.
Buy it.
In recent years, Mattel launched the line of I Can Be Barbies, telling young hip gals all the fun professions they can aspire to be. Some of these include a movie star, a lifeguard, a teacher, dolphin trainer, and of course, a doctor. Erica Rand, author of Barbie's Queer Accessories, describes this as part of Mattel's attempt at appropriating feminism, as she describes the infinite possibilities that are given to Barbie. This is described by Rand as a superficial attempt at incorporating feminist language without commitment to the ideologies and theory behind the language.
So this is part of the I Can Be Barbie collection. This is veterinarian Barbie. As you can see, she has a pink stethoscope, some other pink accessories, and a cute little... As you can see, Barbie has lollipops in her pocket, as well as pink platform heels.
The Anthropometry of Barbie authors Jacqueline Erla and Alan Swedland, both professors at the University of Massachusetts specializing in gender and sexuality, see Barbie as the perfect icon of late capitalist constructions of femininity. Girls are educated on the importance of fashion and maintaining a feminine appearance through owning an extensive collection of beauty products and clothes similar to Barbie. Through use of additional clothing options, more outfits translates into more adventures for Barbie. Shit Jali, a professor of communications, would argue that this portrayal of Barbie is not at all absurd, as it is somewhat a picture of reality and how this resonates with our standing of gender relations. The makers of Barbie are not coming up with novel ideas of how society should be, but rather repackaging what we have come to understand and hyper-ritualizes this reality. In conclusion, Barbie is a product of our capitalist system, preaching consumerism and material consumption to young girls. Using the arguments of Irving and Jali, we demonstrate that Barbie is a product of the capitalist reality. In many ways, Barbie resonates us because this is the way we envision ourselves. Mattel is not only selling us a world view, but rather wrapping our own conceptions around a product and selling it back to us.